Well, good evening and welcome to this Wednesday, February 17th edition of the Island Stat Sports Show. I'm your host, Earl Based, joined by co-host Jason Juggling J. Ford, and we have a very special guest this evening joining us, in Mr. Brian Morris. First of all, Juggler, I know you're excited. We have seen this young man plying his trade for quite some time. Yeah, we're all young at heart. We're all young at heart.
100%, definitely.
But Brian, your story in the sport of golf, in sports in general. I mean, you've been a supporter of what you would consider the mighty flats for quite some time.
Yes,
you've even donned the kit at times when called upon. But take us through your journey in the sport of golf, because you were just given the honorary membership for the Bermuda Professional Golf Association. And again, I want to congratulate you. I did send you congratulations before, but it's one of those things where I'm now glad I get the opportunity to do it live in person, kind of thing.
Yes, but sure, man. I really appreciate that, man. It was humbling for me. I've put so much into golf, in the last 25 years. So was really rewarding. I used to look up to guys like Cornell, who got an honorary membership at the same time as me. So I'm looking up to him. I've been on trips with the Junior Golf Association, and I was the head coach with Erdley, Frankie Raban. Kim Swan actually got me into golf, teaching my first clinic down at St. George's. But I go back as far as playing as a junior golfer at Rose Hill, which was St. George's. Before St. George's was St. George's, it was Rose Hill. That was my first junior golf tournament. And from there I went to Ocean View, Devonshire. So it was close to home. Played a lot of junior golf up there, played in the Atlantic, the Glidden Bowl. All the junior, big junior golf tournaments when the Atlantic used to have 200 players from everywhere. Justin Rose even came and played in the Atlantic. I had gone by then from junior golf, but I played with like Kenny LeJour Jr., his father Kenny Sr., Anthony Mucklow, Nick Mansell. We had so many good golfers, man. It was pretty hard to win back then. Even at 12, 13, there was so many guys out there that were stiff, So I learned through my father. He used to take me with him because he used to go play golf. So my mom used to tell him, "Look, you got to take one of these children with you." So yeah, he ain't got no free day. So hey, look, he used to take me. So that's how I got into it. That's where it all started, through my dad.
I remember back in the day when you used to play just about every single day, especially weekends when they used to have tournaments. Moonglow used to have tournaments. East Ebony Yacht Club used to have so many clubs in St. George's were having tournaments, and I used to see you guys with your clubs all the time, and it's just like I used to like listen to these stories after, what I mean? Because I weren't playing. I was never good enough for that. So.
We still do the same thing. Still have the same stories. What could have been, what should have been, and what wasn't. They still have them.
Yeah, what had happened was I was trying to do it, but it didn't do it. That's what.
It's not for everybody. To be honest with you, the only reason I played like football and cricket is like guys like Beaver and Darren and Albert Steed. Those guys never played golf. So I didn't have nobody in the neighborhood to hang with. So in order to hang out with those guys, I went play cricket, man. Stand out in the sun for 8 hours and I like 4 hours on, off. I'm done. that training 3 nights a week, and Saturday and Sundays, and getting thumped by Western Stars and police, and that were my thing.
Jay?
Well, first of all, Brian, I gotta say I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, brother.
She knew where you came from, knew your journey, We have had our private talks,
Sure.
and to see where you are now, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Um,
I'm proud of all of us. All three of us have had our struggles and our issues, you know.
well,
And we're all overcome. And look at us. All
yeah,
three of us still here talking to each other, you know,
Mm.
which is amazing in itself. And they say one time it's not, you know, the size of the dog and the fight, man. It's the size of the fight and the dog. And what three good examples of that?
Mm.
you know what, Earl, and because he just said it, that's why I was so basically telling, because that has not changed from the first time I met him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, mine was a different sport. And Earl, you know, I've said it many times. I was never that quiet person on the field.
Right.
Especially behind his thumbs.
I was never quiet.
He is a nuisance, man.
I was never quiet
He is a nuisance, right?
because I always thought that the mental side of the game, if I couldn't compete with you on the physical side, the mental side, I knew I could get over a lot of players, and it's pretty evident. But he was one of those players. He loved to go back with you and have that fun. And the great thing about coming up during that time, you had a lot of guys that are so competitive. So, a couple of questions for you.
Yeah.
The first one, you mentioned Darren, Beaver, Albert. Now, you took up golf, especially Albert and Beaver were into field hockey. That was a shorter game for you.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of running, though. There's a lot of running, bro.
We're in the run between the wicket bird.
Because I believe both of them playing for the national team in hockey.
Yeah, they did.
Yep, they sure did. That's how I used to go I think they played for Wasps.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was the name of the team. And as they say, field hockey. But there's guys, anything down at nationals, there's guys used to do. Squash, softball, football, anything none of us did was rugby. We did that in school, but that was about it.
Now, the second question for you, coming from a team sport like cricket and getting into an individual sport, even though you was very competitive, how was it making that adjustment? Because really, it's just you and the ball.
Yeah, that's it. That's me. And you know what, Jay, if you don't come training and you drop a catch, because you only came training once, that used to get my goat, man. I used to get mad at that. And if I fail at golf, if I play bad, if I putt bad, it's because I haven't done what I'm supposed to do. You know, so it's all on me. It's me and the golf course. That's it. And I like that. I embrace that, you know.
Mm. Brian, when you see a lot of guys when they finish doing whatever sport they do, come over to the side of golf, and most of the comments are, "Man, if I knew this game was like this, I would have started a long time ago."
If I had $1 for every time I heard that, and it's funny I tell you that because all those guys that I really stopped playing golf with when I was younger, like really competitive at 18, 19.
Mhm.
To hang out with those guys, they're with me now. Every
Right.
Saturday and Sunday I see them playing golf. Darren, Beaver, Albert, I'm gonna get him out there soon too. Don't you worry. But you got Tit Cam's playing a lot of golf now. You know, it's so many Sluggo is a cricketer. I'm got OJ Pitcher. I'm got Dalwan. Those guys are all golfers now. They love the sport. Once you try it, now you're hooked. You're finished.
Mm. What was intriguing to you about that sport that kind of you gravitated to it?
But the way they dressed, man. These guys back in the day used to look fly, like with bell-bottom green pants. And
Ronnie Furby had about 20 different outfits, isn't it?
Hey, your boy used to wear like the +3s with the diamond socks.
Yep.
Don, I wanted to dress like that so bad. I was like, bro, hey, like this sport is cool, man. And you have your own style. Like and you know, like you speak like through yourself, through your clothes, and I love that. Instead of everybody being dressed in white, or everybody having on black and yellow Wolves jersey, you know, you have your own style, and it used to be so cool. I used to see guys like Van Smith, Tobal, Kenny Bean, all those guys, and they used to come pressed, man. They used to be up there Vaseline on the shoes, like that's where I learned that trick from. Vaseline on the golf shoes, you were pressed, man. My wife tells me now, I dress better for golf than I do when I go out for dinner.
Oh, your own show, your own
That's
show.
what I'm saying. Yeah, man. Thank God for Cooper Puma, my boy Clem in Boston, man. he beats me right up. There's guys.
What would you say locally is your best course that you've ever like played? That the one that you would love to play on every single day?
I'd have to say mid-ocean. It's just the natural beauty, the way it's manicured. That's the course that I'd love to play every day. My favorite course, obviously, is Ocean View. That's where I want to be. That's where I really enjoy being. So, like I said, I put on golf shoes every day, go work. Man, when you do something like that, you never work a day in your life, bro.
Jay?
Yeah, man. To see you up at the club, to see players look up to you, knowing that you've come from a different sport and excelling in this sport. But what is it like now as you're getting older?
Yeah.
You're not as sharp as you used to
Yeah.
be, making those adjustments, because we always see one thing about golf, you could play probably to, like you said, 60, 70 years old. But the game changes. Your game changes. So as coming up as a youngster or the last 10, 20 years, how has your game changed?
It's a lot slower. Like my swing speed is slower. But one thing about golf, you can adjust. You have a set of clubs, you can adjust the shaft. So now obviously I swing slower, but I could get a shaft that still gets the ball out there at the same time. Fatigue and stuff, I've never really had an issue with. I've always been fit enough to play golf, But yeah, definitely. So I'm right in the middle right now of changing my clubs, changing the shafts. I changed the ball because I can't get the golf ball, believe it or not. Like Tightness is the best golf ball out there. I can't get it to perform the way it's supposed to because I don't swing hard enough. So I changed my ball. It's all working out right now. When I get a new set of clubs that hopefully they're here within a month, I should be right back on point. But the clubs I have right now, the steel shafts, they're too heavy for me. Obviously, I'm a little weaker, through what I'm going through. But that'll all be adjusted soon, hopefully in a month.
Jay, before you ask that next question, you know what's funny? He's talking about technical terms in golf. And some guys just put the ball down and just swing as hard as they can, not even knowing that there's so much technical stuff in this thing. I'm sitting there saying, he said, your shaft and your angle, and I'm saying, I put the ball down and just hit it as hard as you can. Wherever it ends up, go hit it again.
Don, once I always say, you know what? I used to be like number 24 NASCAR. Jeff Gordon, sleek and going. Now I'm like Herbie the Love Bug, man. Those small cars. So yeah, it definitely changes, but there's technology out there for that, believe it or not. And that's why it's always good as guys get older or get into the sport. Like, hey, check your local pro, because you could be out there. It's hard enough game as it is, but if you have the wrong equipment, bro, you know what? It'll frustrate you, to the end. So you got to check, like ask for help, because there's so much of that technical stuff that you need to know before you really get into it.
Right.
But hold up. You're seeing guys that's carrying every new club in the bag. And again, it's not getting any easier for them now. So don't. I mean, equipment one thing. I understand. It can help you when you're doing something consistent. But guys, they dress pretty. They got the latest clubs, the biggest pants, the best potter, short potter, tall potter, this potter, that potter, and still can't putt.
Yeah. No,
Let's see it.
Every day, bro. Every day. I said that PGA Tour and there's commercials. Guys sit off, watch golf for 4 hours. They see 14 commercials, guys. One thing, they never show bad shots on tour either. Everything down the middle, in the hill. Say, oh, that club does that. It don't work that way, right? You still have to put in your time and practice same way, just like anything else,
I want to get to the competitive side of it.
Sure.
Okay? Because I know the answer to this question already, but I'm gonna throw it out there.
Yeah.
Tournament, multi-day tournament.
Yeah.
First round, would you rather be ahead of the field and leading the tournament, or your last round making up 5 shots to win it?
Last round, 5 shots to win it. I was leading one time in the Gossets Invitational. I shot 400 the first day. Then I went in. I didn't sleep a lick. I was thinking about all types of craziness, man. By the time I got to the golf course the next day, I was so tired. And everybody's like, hey, well done, 400, you're leading that. I was like, bro, hey, 5 shots back, like down the hallway, and I can sneak up on you. I prefer that. Then, I've learned that I kind of want to be out front. I want you to come get me right from the beginning, So I like that. I embrace it now. But before, to talk about stage fright and choking, I was the best at it.
But I say that because we still see that on the Pro Tour to this day.
Yeah, I just saw it this weekend.
Once again.
Guys leading the tournament in 4 putts, man. That's, that it's horrible, man. It's the worst feeling in the world because you have no control over it, man. It just happens. Your mind's doing all types of crazy things. It's those who can control the emotions and focus for long periods of time that the other ones that are going to prevail. Because if you look at all those guys on tour, ability-wise, there's a very minute differential between them all, right? But it's up here that determines who's gonna come out on top. But those guys are tough, and we have some local guys that are tough. You look at like Dwayne Perman, man, that guy's so mentally focused on his game. That's why it's so hard to beat. This maybe I don't think it's 60, maybe 58, 59. The guy's still hard to beat, man. Michael Sims was another one that was headstrong, man. It's hard to beat those guys, man.
We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have more with Brian Morris and the great sport of golf.
Yes, sir.
And flat.
The everyday use of spices goes back well over 6,000 years, evidenced by archaeological finds in Europe, including remains of spiced food. Since 1976, the Frontier Natural Foods Co-op has been bringing a wide range of exciting flavors to the table. The results are good news for the environment and more robust, fragrant essential oils in these natural seasonings. We're featuring Frontier Natural Products, organic ground cloves, rub sage leaf, and poultry seasoning. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
Brian, over the years, we've seen the PGA Grand Slam in Bermuda. We now have the PGA Bermuda Championships taking place. You guys still play your monthly medals as professionals. And you mentioned the mental part of it. How much work, in talking to the guys that come in, like the PGA guys, and even amongst you guys, how much work do you guys put in the mental aspects of that game? Because that's vital.
You know what? There's guys on tour. They have so much access to professionals that can help them. We have to do it all on our own, really. So I do a lot of reading about golf, about the mental, about the mental side, like how to stay focused, how to stay in the moment, don't get ahead of yourself. It's all self-taught, really, you guys, to be honest with you. We don't really have any help. Now, guys who have help and have guys that they can go to, that's a huge plus, because like I said, ability-wise, we're all pretty equal. It's a battle of the minds, really.
Jay?
Ideal situation for you, Brian. What would be the ideal situation presently for our golfers right now? If somebody wants to get in, what would be the ideal course? the ideal set that I will need, and the ideal mental ability I will need. If I'm starting out, what would be the ideal?
South P.
You're just starting now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, golf could be intimidating. You know what I mean? You walk up and see all these fancy dressed guys with these great big shiny clubs talking about golf, and you don't have it intimidates you. So you have to find a friendly environment. And I'll tell you, to be honest with you, the most friendliest environment I would say, and I'm biased, would be Ocean View. It's a public course. It's a people's course. So that's an ideal environment. You have to have the proper equipment available to you. Unfortunately, we don't have any golf shops, so ideal equipment, like the perfect equipment, the ideal conditions, practice facilities and golf course. And I would say Mid-Ocean would be the ideal golf course. Practice facility would have to be probably Port Royal. They got the biggest, nicest range. If you could put all those together, that's ideal. That will be ideal. And then you throw in a golf pro who's patient and embracing, somebody who could welcome you to the game. And Don, I've seen everybody, and I tell people when they come to me for lessons, trust me, you're not gonna be the worst of seeing. So you need to relax. Like I've seen it all, man. Like I'll tell people, look, it's that Earl line, hey, it's not you, it's me. Right, the breakup line, right? That's what I'm having to tell people. Look, I can't teach you, it's not you. But some people just don't have the ability. And if you can find a good golf pro, a good teacher. And fortunately in Bermuda there are a lot of them. There's the guys at Ocean View. You have the Cornells. Cornell takes guys from 5-6 years old. Kim's got a program up at Port Royal. Chris Smith does a lot of stuff with the juniors. We have a lot of natural, like, born teachers here, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do ideal again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do with now what it's gonna take. What's the next step to get a local golfer on tour? We see in other sports where you're seeing parents have to basically send their kids away at an early age to get those tools of the trade.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the ideal for a youngster that's looking to aspire to be a professional golfer to reach the tour? What would be the ideal path for?
Well, I'll tell you what, fortunately, the youngsters these days have so many opportunities as far as scholarships, etc. Is concerned. We never had that opportunity. Like, you were going in Bermuda, this is where you stayed, unless you had cha-ching, and not a whole lot of people had that. Now, they have good programs. The junior golf program is pretty stiff. We have awesome teachers. So ideal situation would be hook up with a local pro, try to get into one of these, even division. They're offering scholarships for Division 4 and Division 3 colleges.
Mm-hmm.
You could get in there. The main thing is it's an individual sport, Don. It's on you. Like, if that's what you want, you really have to sacrifice, bro. You can't play football and cricket and golf. You have to be one-dimensional. It's got to be golf only. You have to commit to that. And it's a long road, man. The key to all of this, I believe, is patience. A lot of that's not natural. I'm sorry, that is natural. Like, you can't teach patience, really. You either have it or you don't. And in golf and on that journey, you need patience, man.
Yeah. Like many other sporting people in Bermuda, we have, like you mentioned, we have quite a few golfers in university, in college. Unfortunately, pandemic has halted their seasons and so forth. But you're right. I mean, in just talking to some of the young people when they return, it's an eye opener because they're playing golf every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're matching their schoolwork as well. And when you're in college or university, you know, you're not going on that tour for that 4-day weekend
No.
if the grades ain't right.
No,
So,
sir.
you know, like you said, the opportunities are vast now, especially with the golfing academies. You know, Kenny is doing remarkably well down in Florida. And the other thing, Brian, is you need a little bit of luck.
Yep.
You
Definitely.
need a little bit of luck because I mean, we had Michael Sims on the tour. He was steady, and then 2 bad games kind of put him in a rough patch. And then, you know, the luck of the draw, he was on the outside looking in, and it's very difficult to get back in. So you need a little bit of luck in that.
You need more than a little sometimes, you know. And like I said, that's where patience comes in, man. It's so hard. We play against, like when the pros play, we play 15, 16 guys, maximum 20 at a time, you know. When you go down Kennedy Field and you get on that plane and you venture out there, bro, you're training 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, hitting balls. You need to realize that there's probably 1,000, 10,000 guys out there doing the exact same thing, chasing the exact same dream. That's why I chose to be a golf professional, not a professional golfer.
Right.
You know, it's a huge difference. Running the club, being a golf pro, teaching it's a lot more secure, bro, than being a professional golfer who's out there playing to eat, you know. And that's a lot of pressure, man. That's huge.
Right. The relationships that you guys have gained over the years, especially while they have that relationship with the Canadian guys. They come down for the Goslings and the Bermuda Open. We used to have those back-to-back at Belmont.
Yeah.
You know, how do we sustain those? How do we keep those going? How do we keep encouraging and try to get not just the Canadian guys, but other guys from I guess the PGA across America, because there's how many levels of PGA in America?
Well, they have many tours. They have the PGA tour. They have the Korn Ferry tour. There's many tours all over the place that you could you know, become a member of. You're not going to make huge money, but you could play on these tours and, you know, sustain a lifestyle, a certain lifestyle. You're not going to be driving nowhere in limos. You might have to sleep in your car a couple times.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, you play well and you could progress. But like I said, that takes pressure. I mean, that takes patience, and that takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, you know. And don't forget luck.
Yeah.
But
we'll take another commercial break because I see Jay is itching to ask you about flats.
Yeah,
so
no problem.
we'll be right back.
All right. Cool.
Amy's Kitchen is an independent organic food producer, a family business who've been focusing on wholesome and flavorful foods for over 30 years. From their first pot pie right up to 1 million meals a day, and firmly believe in the importance of TLC throughout the entire journey to the final outcome. This month we're featuring Amy's Organic Soups, black bean, vegetable, minestrone, quinoa, kale, red lentil, low-fat split pea, and vegetable barley and more. All of them dairy, gluten, and lactose free. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
And welcome back, Jay. Well, let's go back a little bit, Brian. Let's go back.
All right.
Let's go back a little bit.
We
You was talking about technique earlier, and as we've seen a lot of former players, cricket players, coming into golf, obviously in the later years. Now, if I remember correctly, Earl, I believe Brian was a right-hand, well, the seamer.
Yeah, you got it.
Batted left.
Yeah.
Now, his batting was a little bit to be desired because his whole swing was
Also screwed.
batting swing. It was the same swing, right? But my question is to you, as you've seen a lot of these players transition to golf, obviously the technique of a cricket stroke compared to a golf swing, how these guys, as a player coming over, how do you help them with that transition?
Well, I'll tell you what, the most important part of your golf swing is impact. So you take the club away, like this, and then it has to come back and rotate. So it's easy to teach those guys because all I try to do is say, look, try as if you're hitting it through mid wicket. So you get that natural turn, or you're doing a backhand in tennis. These guys obviously hand-eye coordination. That's an advantage right from the beginning. Generally, the grip, it's almost the same as a cricket bat, except it's locked instead of separate. So that's easy to fix. If you get guys to try to hit it through mid wicket, believe it or not, the ball goes straight because you're rotating, the club face over. So it's a lot easier to teach somebody who has come from cricket into golf, and they pick it up fast, man. Like I look at Darren and Beaver. Tit's only been playing probably maybe a month, like steady, but he's picking it up so quick. But you go watch guys like Sluggo and Beaver and Darren. Those guys it's just natural. And they keep hitting it through mid wicket, and believe, like I said, it's straight. It helps you close the club face and get it square at impact.
Best round, worst round.
Best round was Goslin's Invitational, probably 5 or 6 years ago. I shot 66. It was a tournament round. I was leading with Crackhand foul. Rush Ron. The next day.
No sleep.
Yeah, they were back to back, bro. It happened that quick, brother. Yeah, it happened that quick. But that was best in Rush Ron, man. It happened on a Thursday and on Monday and a Tuesday, bro. I'll never forget as long as I live.
Well, between you and Roger Edness, I feel for you guys every year because every year,
I knew this was coming.
Every year, every basically from October to June, Earl, it's a new year.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, we're gonna get it.
And it so much reminds me of the late Jim Woolwich because Uncle Jim was just as enthusiastic up until the actual game.
Saucy dogs.
Man, yeah.
So let's go back. I go back a couple of years ago as I was commentating at the top of Lords, and this gentleman was you said it, Earl. He was dressed to the nine in his colors.
Yeah.
I want to say that was one of the first years that Kamala came back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And was going through. Was it
Bailey's Bay.
I think it was big.
And man, you was on the field probably more than the players.
Don, yes, 100%. And I tell
Between
my
you
wife,
and
get my
Mama,
swimsuit ready because I'm going off the bridge tonight.
I heard between him and Mama Leverock.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know who was on the field more. We had to hold up the game because now in the meantime, I didn't think they knew that because Kamal was getting a wicket then running halfway around the field.
Yeah, and I was chasing him.
He was chasing. Now, somebody went to sleep and then somebody pulled up. So what is it going to take? Because it seems like flats get so
close, man. So close.
It's got to be hurting for a fan because it gets you. I mean, Nelson Bassam says, "Well, why you got nothing good to say against me, guys?" I said, "Well, give me something good. You get my hopes up. This is gonna be the year."
Jeez, boy. Done. The last time we won Connie, I was 13, and obviously, like I grew up around the Woolwich family, like Troy Bean, Millett Bean, JB, Brandon Woolwich, Mackie Woolwich, Zeta. So. Boom, we was flats, man, like through and through. Hadley Woolwich, like Raji, yes. Even Beaver and Darren was flats, man. And we, like you said, we always get that close, bro. Always. I get in positions where I'm like, bro, this is it, and then this guy falls out. I don't know what happens. But one thing about him, I love flats. I always will. And those guys persevere. I tell them, look, man, I'm going through some foolishness. So you guys better win like this year, right? So let's get it done. But I always enjoy Coney. I always enjoy the guys. I enjoy the game. I enjoy the atmosphere. And now working with OJ and Dalwan, we have a lot more St. David's guys come up the job now. So it's a lot more banter. I'm enjoying St. David's a lot more. It's an outing for me, you know? So that's what I kind of make it now.
Jay, his reading the St. David's in.
It really did.
Let's play St. David's first.
Yeah.
Stick those two up there to work and invite the rest of the guys up there.
That's what I tell them. I said, look, man, the first time they came work down on the New Jay, I said, look, man, I don't think you're gonna be able to get Coney Cup off. I think before you got to work that day. So, but hey, I love the game. I'm kind of looking forward to it this year. You know, just because I missed it last year. You know, it was a big miss to me. I just love cricket. So, win, lose, or draw, Mighty Flats Tigers.
Hold on. No win, lose, or draw. When you win it this year.
When we win it this year, yeah.
No, St. Davis obviously goes swimming over the Red Hill. When Cleveland won it after all those years, they basically locked off Harrington Song.
Yeah.
What is Flats gonna do?
Beat lock off Flats and jump off the bridge. 100%.
I can't.
Yeah.
That road hasn't been blocked off for a very long time.
Very long time, man.
Well, I know who's gonna be in front.
But you're right, because at 10 o'clock, at 5 to 10, Uncle Jim used to say, and we're getting off the bridge by 3 o'clock, because I don't know what happened to these fellas today, man.
We used to jump off that bridge like nothing. Now I go to aquarium and I get the heebie-jeebies just going over the bridge. I'm lost my nerve to jump. So I might just watch if when that happens. But I know my boys be going.
Yeah. When you, because you also played, did you also play the Shell cricket as well?
Yeah, definitely.
And that was more neighborhood cricket, more so than club cricket. But the enjoyment and the excitement of a team sport around that, I think more guys were involved in the Shell because of it was neighborhood kind of rivalry as opposed to club rivalry. But what was that time like, being around the guys in the neighborhood playing for the parish?
Bro, I'll tell you what, it's a shame that generations have missed that. I was lucky enough to be a part of it. Jason was lucky enough to be a part of it. We were Devonshire through and through, and I still remember my team clear as day, and how tight we were. We used to catch the bus together because we was all going to school, the same school. Guys were all living together because we lived Susa Estate, Hermitage Road, St. Brendan's Road. Everybody, we was always together. Even if it wasn't training, you either going to school together, or you was playing football for Wolves together, or you was playing cricket out in the street over Beaver's house together. Guys like Diallo Sharif, we all started a softball team down nationals, and we only had 4 gloves between all 10 of us. So the outfielders was me, Beaver, John, and Dan. We used to catch the ball branded and leave the gloves for the infield. But Millie Bean, Sagas, Bob Martin, just the name of Albert, Sluggo, like all those guys with Devonshire through and through. And when you talk about it, that's still Devonshire through and through when it comes to that Shell. And just the talent alone in that era. Like I said, you had Butch Bratchell, Jason Ford, you had Scaly, you had Oink, Richard and Dexter Bass, and man, it was cricketers, Clay and Kung Fu Don. And then you had Queen Otter Bridge and all this Urban Bridgerton, Corey Hill, all these guys down Bay. It was competitive cricket, man. Devonshire before when I got in it was 4 years. Devonshire had won it 3 times, and we won it the first 3 years, and then we lost to Cleveland in our fourth year. And I don't know how long it lasted after that, to be honest with you. But the talent that came out of there, I think that was the year, you know, that the youth squad went up at White Hill. I think it was pretty close, but they were all products of that Shell Shield. And we used to start at 10, have lunch, you know, big buffet, chicken and mac and cheese and watermelon and ice cream and all types of. We used to get 400 or 500 spectators, man.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
It was pretty crisp.
Yeah, it was amazing because we was away last year at OJ's wedding, and Brian had brought up some stories from back then, and just to say so Earl, this is what used to happen. Depending on what team we played against, like you knew those guys from that area, whether in passing or school or whatever, and you couldn't wait that whole week during school. Wait, because we're going to play Devonshire, so we know those guys. And I mean, even though the games, half the time I probably didn't even remember none of the scores, but I could tell you from ball one to the last ball, like everybody fought like it was coming.
You better believe it. And the thing is you know what? It's guys like you and I met through that, and here you are 40 years later, still friends through that. Okay.
Yeah, 40 years later. Don't try
20 years, 20 years.
Trying to deny his age.
Yeah, 20 years later, I meant, sorry, I take that back. Yeah, so it's amazing. And like I said, even in you know, into school, you knew all the guys from up Rangers. You knew all the guys from Sands and Don Bay and St. George's, St. David's. You knew everybody. You into school sports, everybody was hanging with everybody then. You know, and all through cricket and that Shell Shield, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I believe one of the last few years was like 89, 90. Gennaro was really young. Gennaro, Glenn, Blakely, the late Glenn Blakely, they were the last few really came out.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, the guy who started it, Ford Hutchins, do you remember Ford Hutchins from Shell?
From Shell.
Like, he started that. He also founded the he was like the first president of the Bermuda Professional Golfers Association.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, so he was heavy into golf. But I mean, what an awesome program.
Now let's bring it back to your award. Man, to have this award bestowed upon you by your peers, what does it mean to Brian?
It's you know what, if nothing else is achieved, I'm pretty cool with that. You know, to know the guys who came before me that were offered the same honorary membership, Kevin Benavides, Kim Swan, Ertley Jones, Frankie Ruben, just to know those guys are legends in golf. That's all I heard about back then. I remember being a teenager and seeing Kevin Benavides. He was like 22 at the time. And he was working up at Castle Harbor. And I used to see your boy pressed out in his Castle Harbor shirt, his wicked pants, his sporty shoes. And I used to be like, bro, like, that's a dream job, man. That guy looks so cool. Like, I'd love to do that. And now here I am in it, doing it day by day, supporting my family. And just for people to come by and say, you know what? Hey, whether it's 20, 30, whatever many years from now that says, you know what, I remember Brian Morris, man, he used to teach me. And I see that all the time. Guys come up and say, hey, what's up, Coach Brian? I don't even recognize these kids. They're 30 years old now, got big beards and wives and children. They say, remember me, man, I'm so you used to give me lessons. And like I said, man, just to be mentioned in those guys, the circle is, it's humbling. But at the same time, like it's so rewarding because I've dedicated a lot of my life to golf, and I've achieved a lot through golf. And you know what? There's no millionaire golf professionals. There's millionaire professional golfers, but you're not gonna make millions of money being a golf professional. But at the same time, man, you don't age much. Look at me. You know, it's such a cool place to be, man, and I love it. I'm humbled by it, and like I said, if nothing else is achieved, that's cool for me. You know,
Did they catch you off guard?
100%. I had no clue. Like I had no clue. I was getting there ready because I'm always the mouthpiece in the AGM.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Like you bring up something that I ain't fussy about. Right? I'm ready. Like, and they said, look, hey, first order of business, dues need to be paid, blah 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 blah, and make a motion to make Brian Morris and Cornell being honorary members. And I was ready to argue. I was like, pardon me? And yeah, so it kind of ran almost just like that, man. And so I would, totally off guard, you know. And it was true. Scott Roy had obviously made the motion. Kim Swan seconded. All the other members voted yes for it. So to be voted for something like that amongst your peers, like I said, it's humbling, man. And it's probably my greatest achievement as far as my profession is concerned, you know.
I see you giving nuggets to, golfers coming behind you.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say thank you for what you do up at Ocean View. Over the past few years, Earl, we have the Curd Rare family has a charity golf tournament. And with the leadership of Brian and the help from Brian and OJ, they've made it so easy for us to put on a charity event for a good cause, normally giving funds to somebody definitely in need. Obviously, I just want to say thank you because I know I bring some golfers up there that probably doesn't do the course no justice.
That's not golfers. That's not golfers. The guys with clubs.
That's construction workers.
Right.
Man, Earl, I've been out there commentating. I think I had to wear a helmet a couple of times.
I'm sure you did.
It was no. I mean, you think it's a big course. You think it's got to be safe out on the course.
No,
but the balls come from all different angles, from other holes, from other fairways.
I'm seeing people hit themselves with the urn golf ball. Okay, I'm seeing them hit it backwards through their legs. But when you talk of charities and golf, to be honest with you, golfers are some of the most generous people, like worldwide, man. Everybody's ready to play golf and donate to something. I realized that when I was helping families with cancer families, and they had bills and whatnot, and I was trying to help these families out. So da-di-da-di-da. Long story short, I thought I was going to be able to help one family, But through the support, I went play golf for 24 hours. I started 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
I finished the next morning, 8 o'clock. Bro, the amount of money that I raised, I was able to help like 4 families. And it inspired me to do it again, man. I raised over 100 and something thousand, like for families that I didn't know. I didn't really care. I knew they was in trouble. But through golf and the generosity of golfers and, obviously the general public, but if there's somebody in need, first thing they do is say, hey, look, let's have a golf tournament for them. And I'm happy to organize that for them because, hey, I know people need it, and an easy way to find it is through golf because it's not hard to get $40 or $50 extra from a golfer. They're out there doing something they enjoy, they're loving it, and an extra $50 is nothing. Like Wolves have a golf group now, and we support Elliott through backpacks with kind of what Gina Spence does. Our stuff is obviously focused at Elliott because we're Wolves Sports Club, but we help with backpacks, with children's uniforms, with the food program, and everybody pays $10 a week. It don't hurt, but you do 40 guys a week for 6 months, right? Next thing you know, we're buying iPads for your 3 kids,
Yeah.
and it's through the generosity of golfers, and that inspires me. If you come to me and say, "Bruh, you know, my boy's sick, or my mom's sick, or somebody needs financial help, can you help me with a golf tournament?" Bruh, I'm on it. You know, I'm on it, and it's so satisfying. It really is, man.
I've got something to show you both, and you're gonna both have a good chuckle at this because Brian Morris is a warrior, and we know St. David's are the warriors. So.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, okay. I hope you don't mean it in that sense. Would never forgive me for that.
Well, all you got to do is trade that black ribbon with a blue ribbon, and you got the good and blue, you got the good and black. So.
It's funny because St. David's have a successful golf program too, you know, that's grown from like 12, 14 guys to like, I think this weekend I got 30 guys playing, and a lot of younger guys too. So my son joined, unbeknownst to me, right, Brian Jr.
Right.
So he drives up Ocean View one day. I see his name on the T-shirt. He's got on this blue and yellow St. David's Warriors. And I said, "Are you Lord Jamon?" I'm still your father, but he said, "Daddy, these guys are the stiff, man. A lot of young guys." I said, "I asked you wear pink and green. You won't do it, but you're wearing blue and yellow." But that's how funny it is, because, like I said, the program's kicking off, and like St. David's are getting in with a nice younger generation. So and it's building the game, man. It's golf is going crazy the last, like, this whole COVID era. Like, where's the safest place to be is out on the golf course, bro. And if I play golf with you two, we'd tee off, and I probably wouldn't see you again until 18, because one of you be going right, one of you be going left. I'll be going down the middle. We don't see each other much.
You got that right. We're going to take another commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have more with Brian Morris.
All right.
This month, we're featuring a range of infant and baby care products from Hello Bello, a company started up by a husband and wife team who were inspired to meet the challenges arising from the often surprising, not to mention messy experiences that came with the territory known as parenting. The couple behind Hello Bello know that being a parent is uniquely demanding, and their mission is to bring you premium products at gentle prices. Try Hello Bello Alpha diapers in a range of sizes, Alpha Blossom baby lotion, baby powder, and much more. Lindos, why go anyplace else?
Hey, Jay, I got to ask Brian this question.
Sure.
How many times when people come up for the first time, they say, "Hey, can we tee off on number 2? It's too many people watching on number 1.
Nerves, bro. It happens all the time. And Ocean View is the worst place for it, because the bar
is
right there, right next to the first tee. So guys come up, and these guys have had a couple beers in, and golf's fun up Ocean View, and they're like, "Bet you the bet," and they're talking amongst each other.
Right.
This guy don't hit the fairway, and they don't know him from Adam. This guy's on the tee box,
and that's just the edit. Yeah.
He's shaking like a leaf because these two guys got bets on. So you can imagine what it's like standing up like on number 1 tee at the Bermuda Championship with
what?
50, 60, 100, 400 people watching you. Huh? I said,
gotta get this down the middle.
Done. I see these guys on TV. I'll be telling that guy, "Look good." Spread them out, bro. I'm not Tiger.
But I mean, for you, you've been through this journey of sports for so long, and you know, you got, like you say, you have your challenge ahead of you. What would you say to young people now that are looking to get into something that is fun? It's an individual, but you could also have your boys with you. You know, it's something that you could reward yourself with. What would you be telling them?
Bro, I think it's like the most self-satisfying like sport. I won Shell Shield with Davonshire, and bro, I used to bat number 10, go a little bit and field down third man, you know, because my team was so good.
Right.
Golf, when you win, man, it's a reward for all the time and effort that you put in. And a lot of times it's not just the time and effort that you put in, it's sacrifices that, you know what, tell my wife, hey, I'm got to practice for an hour. You can handle dinner tonight. I got to tell my son, hey, look, you got to caddy for me. Da 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 da. But everybody has to make a sacrifice, man. You still have a team, but you're the only one playing. You get me?
Yeah.
And it's so self-satisfying. Like it's not really about at our level what we play here. It's not about the money. Like if you ask me, would I rather go work after beating OJ and Delwan, and brag about it for a week, or take $500? I'll take the bragging, bro. I'll take the bragging. 100%.
Flats has got to beat St. David somehow.
You guys keep that money. Yeah, that's one place they ain't gonna beat Flats. I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's just satisfying. It's so rewarding because you know 100% that you put the effort in. You won. You did all the hard work. There's really nobody there to help you. You know, nobody could bail you out in golf.
What advice you have for Jay to play around with you? Well, we're only gonna play 9 holes. I say we, because I'm coming out to laugh and take pictures.
Okay, so the advice: tell your family you'll be going for about 8 hours because it's not gonna be the fastest round of golf I ever played. Right? Be prepared to be laughed at. But I will help you 100%. But I have no problem laughing. But you guys are welcome anytime, and I think that would be pretty cool to get you up there and you know, have a round of golf. I played with his dad, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it would be nice to have you up there. It would be pretty cool, man. I'd enjoy that.
I promise you, I will play a hole with you one time.
Sure, man. Yeah.
You heard him say "ahul."
Ahul, and that's good enough.
Hey, that ahul may take the whole 8 hours.
It's the most addictive sport ever, bro. It's gonna say I'm playing 1 hole, but the next time it's gonna be like, look, I'm gonna sneak up there and try again. Yeah, guarantee it. Then it say, hey, Daddy, you got any old clubs? That I know how it works. I'm seeing it.
Man, I've been down that route, man. It's obviously, you know, with my grandpa.
Right.
And just getting back to a story I said earlier about one of the things that got you interested was the dress. I remember he had like almost like a trophy room, and his shelves are nothing but trophies. But I went across with one particular plaques, or these groups of plaques. Best dress.
That was big back then.
Yeah, it was huge, man. That like the Roger Sotheby's, the Grand Slam was like known for that. Like, hey, guys used to have 4 guys, Sam Pence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bell bottoms, a little crease down the middle, Argyle Spatter. You know what I mean? Sam Heck with the little rope going across the front.
Yep.
Yeah, these guys were stiff, man. And then, like I said, Ronnie Furbert used to do those +4s like what Pence Stewart did, you know? And he was always decked out like wicked. And you see these young guys on tour now. Never ever did I think that there will come a day where guys be wearing those flat peak hats on tour, bro. Right. You know what I mean? And the little tapered pants down the bottom, and like sneaker boots with golf spikes in them. And never knew about it, but that stuff's kicking right now, and that's what's getting all these younger kids so enthused, like, you know, and getting them into golf. And it to be honest with you, it's catchy, man. These guys say, hey, you can play golf, but like you can still dress cool, you know.
Locally, who was what was probably the best run you've seen playing with somebody in a tournament that you had front and center to witness around, that you was like, man, this guy is really on.
To play with, right?
Yeah. Because you'd have been in the period or the force or whatever.
Yeah.
You say, man, this guy is really like.
Sure, I'll tell you what. It was years ago as a junior. My uncle Butch Lindo, I called him Uncle Butch. He wasn't really my uncle, but he used to practice on nationals over in the corner. hitting balls day after day after day, man. And he had this old persimmon like wooden club, and we went out one day down St. George's with my dad, and he made like 8 birdies, and he shot. I'm not sure what par was, maybe 64, and I think he shot like 58 or something, 58, 57, and it looked like nothing, but it looked like the waltz. Like he was just, it was effortless, and that kind of got me hooked. I wanted to do the waltz, you know. After that, I'll say I played with Brian McCann one time. This Canadian guy used to come, but he still knows us. We just didn't have the cousins this year, but he shot 65 up at Belmont, and like it was just crazy to watch these, like just the level that these guys get at. But the best round of golf I've ever seen, I was a spectator when I was in school. I used to work at the Bay Hill Invitational, and Tiger and Ernie Els was in the final group, and I got to be inside the ropes, and I watched theirs two do battle. Tiger ended up winning, but the most phenomenal golf like I had ever seen, and I haven't seen anything similar, you know, since. But that was awesome to watch. But definitely Butch Linder, Brian McCann, Kirk Hannafeld one time. But I didn't get lucky to get paired with those guys the first round, because all the good golfers in the 4th round, they tee off way behind me.
You know, it's funny because I remember that the day that you was paired with Brian McCann, because after the run, you guys were sitting off and you were talking about it as if you shot it.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, no joke. And do you know what? The time I beat him, we had played probably 32 runs in the Gosens Invitational. Mm-hmm. And he always tell everybody, Morris ain't never beat me, but and I shot 66 and beat him. And you know, we talk about that one time I beat him more than the 32 times he beat me.
Well, you're leading the conversation, so you're going to talk about that one victory.
That you know that, man. And it's on my turf too, so we get to talk.
Well, Brian, I mean, I'm felt so privileged this evening to sit and chat with you and Jay, and reminisce about, you know, things we saw going on back then. Probably put them in the back of our mind, and now they're brought back to the fore. And a lot of people that are probably watching and listening would remember those times as well. So, definitely. You know, we look forward to, you know, you on the golf course even more. Keep giving those guys down St. Davis some lessons.
Yeah, I'm gonna flog them as much as I can while I'm still healthy, boy.
Oh, probably not up on the edge of the bed right now, cleaning the clubs.
They can work tomorrow after this.
Well, I do.
One quick one, Earl.
Yeah.
One quick one, Brian. Since, you know, Flats are going to win this year, even though, and this series will be down Bailey's Club. But if you had a choice for Flats to win, what field would you?
St. Davis, 100%. To win the cup. That, by this, we can lose the next game. But if we beat St. Davis, Don St. Davis, if I ever see that, I'll move down there.
Oh, man.
They'll close down all the sale of houses down St. Davis.
I'll take 2 weeks off, bro.
I get it. It'll probably take you 2 weeks to get from St. Davis to Flats.
Yeah, I walk barefoot too.
Well, hey, enjoy the rest of your night. We're gonna I'm gonna twist Jay's arm, and we're gonna come up and play probably Nine Hills with you one day.
Bro, I love that, man. And you know what? Real quick before we go, man. Thank you for everybody that's supported, you know, me through my situation, like my wife, my family, my friends, you guys, everybody. Just thank you all so much, because when one person gets sick, we all get sick, man. And it's nice to have so many people behind me. So love you guys.
Love you, bro.
For everything. And we shall talk again up the golf course. When you're ready.
One sec. I gotta show you this one. This one. If flats win, I'll tell what you Hey, Brian, he says that just to get you out of St. David's.
Yeah, you know that. And I'm going to do that 1, 2, 3. Move. I'm moving. You can go. Cool, AJ.
All right, man. Hey, enjoy your night. Jay,
Yes, man, you guys too. Thanks
we'll be
so
in
much,
touch
guys.
next week, man. Have a good night.
Love you all.
Yes, brother.
Cool.